Good morning everyone. My name is Salini Agarwal, Assistant Professor from the Department of History. The topic which I have chosen today for my presentation is the significance of the glorious revolution of 1688. So from 1660, a monarchical rule was established in England under Charles II. He ruled from 1660 to 1685, and from 1685 to 1688, it was James II who ascended the throne of England. He was a devout Catholic. On the other hand, the parliamentarians was in favor of constitutional monarchy in England. So, there was a peaceful overthrow of King James II in 1688 as he issued two declarations of indulgence in 1687 and 1688 respectively, in which Catholics were given certain religious tolerations and they were also appointed at the crucial post by him under his reign. And it ultimately generated high tempers and tensions on the religious issues among the parliamentarians. The members of the parliament thus invited William of Orange and Mary to the throne of England as the joint ruler of England. It was called glorious for being bloodless in nature. It was a successful eviction of King James II without any bloodshed. That's why it is also known as the Glorious Revolution of 1688. So, what are the causes of the revolution? There was a fear of Catholic monarchy under James II. At the same time, he violated certain acts which were passed by the parliament, like the Test Acts or the penal laws, which barred Catholics from holding public offices. However, King James II employed Catholics by going against all these laws or the acts which were passed by the parliament. James II also gave birth to a Catholic heir, which threatened the Protestant rule in England, and it ultimately led to a political unrest and distrust among the parliamentarians against the rule of James II. Now let's discuss the key events which took place during the time of Glorious Revolution of 1688. Williams landed at Torbay, which is in England, on 5th November 1688, which marked the beginning of the Glorious Revolution in England. And in such a scenario, the supporters of James II, along with his army, and he himself fled away to France under the supervision of King Louis XIV of France. James also fled away to France, and thus the parliament declared the throne vacant and invited William of Orange and Mary as the joint ruler of England. Now let's discuss the constitutional significance of the Glorious Revolution of 1688. Glorious Revolution led to the establishment of a constitutional monarchy in England. And apart from that, the Bill of Rights was also passed in England in 1689, which greatly safeguarded the interest of the parliamentarians. According to the Bill of Rights, no laws could be suspended without the consent of the parliament. Apart from that, the free elections and the freedom of speech in the parliament was also incorporated in the Bill of Rights. And no taxation could be imposed without the consent of the parliament was incorporated in the Bill of Rights of 1689. Now let's discuss the political significance of the Glorious Revolution of 1688. The Glorious Revolution of 1688 ended the divine rights of the king. Previously, all the Stuart and the Tudor rulers like Charles I, Charles II, James I, James II, they were ruling through the divine rights, which means they considered themselves as the representative of God on earth. However, the Glorious Revolution of 1688 ended the divine rights of the kings. And there was a rise of the parliamentary sovereignty through the Glorious Revolution of 1688, and it also laid the foundation for the modern British democracy in England. Now let's discuss the religious impact of the Glorious Revolution of 1688. It confirmed the Protestant succession to the throne of England. Now, who was that successor who ascended the throne of England after the Glorious Revolution? So, it was William of Orange and Mary who were ascended to the throne of England, and they were following Protestantism. It also strengthened the power of the Anglican Church, which is a Protestant church. And apart from that, the Toleration Act was also passed in 1689, which granted limited religious freedom to the dissenters of the parliamentarians. Who were the dissenters of the parliamentarians? The Catholics. Now let's discuss the global significance or the global impact of the Glorious Revolution of 1688. It greatly inspired the Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke, Montesquieu, Rousseau, Voltaire, and so on. It also inspired the American Revolution and the French Revolution of 1789, and it also became a model for the constitutional government throughout the world. With this, I came to a conclusion. So, the Glorious Revolution of 1688 marked a turning point in the British political history. It secured the civil liberties for the people of England, and it also enhanced the parliamentary power. So, it became a legacy of peaceful transition, and the rule of law was established through the Glorious Revolution of 1688. Apart from that, the religious was also segregated from the politics after the Glorious Revolution, and even the executive body was separated from the judiciary body after the Glorious Revolution of 1688 in England. Thank you.